Okay, here we have the 3D printed GOG robot with the mystery action. The bump and go action. I'll put my foot out here. Hopefully I can keep this from getting too shaky. This is all handheld so that I could pan the camera around easier. And since now it's painted and detailed, I think I'll hit the stop on it and we'll talk about it. And now it's close enough I can grab it. Hang on, everybody. Hang on. Okay. Hopefully this won't get too shaky because I haven't got a tripod here handy. So as you can see, I finally gave it the light blue basic paint job, and that this is the attack mode GOG robot, which means you got to have the tank and the valve and the hoses, the splitter and the combiner coming up to the weapon. When it's in attack mode, it has the flamethrower. When it's in passive mode, it would have another claw arm there instead. When it's in attack mode, it has the long neck. When it's in passive mode, the neck's only about half as long. And whether they show up or not, I do have the antenna on there, and I built them so that they snap in that groove in the ears, so I can actually remove them, or I can spin them down so they don't take up so much space when they're on a shelf or something. I know it's hard to see them with a busy background, but it'd be hard to see them anyway at this small scale. Hell, it's hard to see them in the movie. In the movie, you'll also notice that this bottom tub can be turned, and in many different parts of the movie is turned, so that effects like this long pipe versus the two short ones are be in different places in rotation. And this upper tub that the arms are connected to turns in relationship to this bottom one. And many times the three arms that are close together, almost touching the ring, will be in the front, and other times, compared to what you see down below, and other times they won't be. And then the rear ones are spaced with more of a gap, so there's a different front and rear to the whole thing. I'll put links to the other videos leading up to this, build videos, so that you can build your own. Files will be on Thingiverse. And 3 AA batteries using my bump and go 3D printed design, classic design. I'm using the TT 190 gear ratio motor in this one because I wanted the extra power to move all of this mass instead of the more common TT 148. I'm not saying you couldn't use the 148, you might be able to. I didn't even bother trying it. As soon as I started thinking about the amount of material I was going to be moving and everything, I decided I'd just go with the 91 in there. For the hoses, I actually had some black TPU, which you can see in some of my earlier videos before I painted it. So this is just flexible filament, basically, which is what TPU is. And in the end, painted it the rust red color that the hoses had in the movie. And what else? What else can I say? I can't think of a whole lot more. Oh, obviously the way I had to build this, since I was designing parts as I was building it, as I was gluing things together, that made it really, really hard to paint and detail this afterwards. So definitely paint your arms and the little arm input parts here onto the body before you start gluing everything together. Otherwise it gets very difficult to do so. To do the little antenna bits, which show up better with that black background there, there you go. I basically took an E string off a guitar, so I'd have a thin wire. Like I said, I wound it around in a tight loop, which snaps into that groove, which means I can remove them and bend them and everything. To make the little wafers that you see, I took a paper hole punch. Let's see if I have it here, in case you're not familiar with what a paper hole punch is. Like that. think you can still probably even get them at the dollar store, but I had one laying around. Took that and a piece of scrap plastic. Well, it was a cover on this piece of, you know how blister cover, kind of a stiff plastic, and just punched out a bunch of little holes, and then took a needle and poked holes in them and super glued them onto the guitar string. You know, if you watch the earlier videos on this where I was first thinking about doing the project but hadn't done it and everything else, I wasn't too keen on doing the antenna, and so that's why I made them removable, or if you want, posable. Obviously placement of all the other things like the coils and these little pipes and stuff, that's not 3D printed. These are just wire that's bent, and I drilled holes and inserted them and glued them wherever I wanted them to be. So that would be up to you. I just combined some of my favorite elements of the two different robots in the movie, GOG and Magog, and some of my favorite elements of when they're in passive mode and aggressive mode, and kind of just combined all that crap together into the one that I really wanted. And there are differences between the robots. For example, on one of the robots, the looped antennas up on the top aren't red. I can't remember what color they are now. They were green or something. And of course this piece should be clear plastic with little fake tubes and old components from the 1950s inside of it. But that's just a piece of, well, it's just 3D printed and the file would be there. But I didn't make any attempt to get a piece of clear Lexan and cut one and do it in clear and all that. It wasn't worth the effort to me. The front of this iStock piece is supposed to be black, and there's black there, and you can see there's kind of a triangular green place and a white center, and that's what you see in the movie, so I painted that to match. These little horn pieces are head detail, and they were painted black. On the back of the head there were two knobby pieces which were black, and then brass or gold on these two bits there. I didn't really check to see what color this piece was supposed to be right here. Should look into that, I suppose, and touch this up. Obviously the insulators were white, and the arms and the head were kind of a silver gray. I guess if I'd had a dull silver paint I would have went ahead and used that. As it is, since everything was already glued together and it was really hard to do the paint job, I had to use an airbrush to get in there and do that stuff, so I just used some gray primer on mine to get a difference in color between the metallic light blue finish that I used for the body parts. They're not, you got your black treads. I can't think of anything more I'm going to say. I'm going to get the files up on Thingiverse. You guys can build your own, you can change it, as we talked about before. Because I made the base plate a separate piece, and in my case I screwed it in the four corners. You could design your own base plate and put in whatever kind of motorized base you wanted. You don't have to go with the classic mystery bump and go. You could go in there with radio controlled wheels, or you can put your own actual treads down there, whatever you're into, or nothing at all. Just make a static model for display. Anyway, have fun and post your results. Share with others.